Hello, this is Attorney Mike Grevlin coming to you from Chicago as usual, and today I've got a fun one. We've got a new judge. I don't even know the judge's name. He's in a place called Cowlitz County. I don't even know what state it's in. But this guy's really stoic. I like him a lot, and he's just trying to blow through his call here. And he's got a guy who sets bail for who doesn't like it. Let's do it.
James Schreiber, Your Honor.
All right, you are James Schreiber, is that correct, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, you are here for an arraignment in cause number 2A0426900. So, sir, can I confirm for the record that you were in the room when I went through the rights with Mr. Hobbs?
Yep.
Would you like me to repeat those rights for you, sir?
Sure.
You were charged with theft in the third degree and criminal trespass in the first degree. Each of them is a gross misdemeanor. They each carry a maximum penalty of 364 days in
Well, I
jail.
can say it's total bullshit. I didn't steal a goddamn fucking thing. I paid for my fucking items, and I traded.
Mr. Schreiber, stop. Mr. Schreiber, stop.
And I tried to pay for it, and they wouldn't accept
Robert,
it.
Schreiber, please stop talking. First of all, I'm not going to condone the swearing, number one. Number two, I'm not going to condone you interrupting me. Let me finish what I'm doing. Let me finish what I'm saying.
Why is they wouldn't accept my money?
If you don't want to let me finish what I'm saying, then I have no choice but to find you in contempt for interfering with the
Sorry.
hearing. I understand that you're frustrated, but just let me get through.
I had money. I never left the store, and I tried to pay them. They wouldn't take my money.
Let me finish what I'm doing. So, sir, you were charged with theft in the third degree and criminal trespass in the first degree. Each of those are gross misdemeanors. They both carry a maximum penalty of 364 days in jail and a $5,000 fine plus assessment. Ms. Campbell, do you want to be heard on probable cause?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
All right, sir, I am going to find probable cause based on the officer's report to both charges.
No.
Mr. Schreiber, do you want me to appoint an attorney to help you out?
But what do you mean just call me? Hammer or something?
Do you want me to appoint counsel for you, sir, or not?
Call me. No answer.
All right, I'm not going to appoint counsel.
Yes, but can I just get an answer of what you just called me?
You called me by your name, Mr. Schreiber.
Okay. I'm just really irritated because every night whenever I would get stolen, the cops do, everybody does. I hate it. I have no family. Everybody's dead, and everybody steals everything from me.
Mr. Schreiber, let me finish, please. Would you like an attorney to help you with the case, sir?
Yes.
I will appoint Grim Law Group to represent you.
All I
After all that, he's still better than most sovereign citizens. He knows enough to get an attorney.
want is really need to do is just give me my money, give me my stuff I have, because I have nothing. I know they're gonna rob me again, like they always do.
I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty to the charges. I'm not going to require that he fill out the attorney application. Mr. Schuman, what's your position on release?
Release on recognizance.
Ms. Campbell, do you want to be heard?
Your Honor, we would ask that you release him on his personal recognizance. I believe we've represented Mr. Schreiber before, and he's been able to meet with us.
Just give me one moment to take a look.
Yeah, if they did, she'd probably remember him.
All right, taking a look at his history, he's got 14 warrants that were issued in 2021. So I am going to assess bail at $500.
Please, sir, don't. I don't have to put myself through this. Please, I'm begging you. I have a little lady out there. I fucking need to go take care of her. Please, please. I still have my. I haven't had Social Security check in 19 months. I'm doing everything I fucking every fucking day. I'm trying to fucking work. I'm trying so fucking hard. Please.
All right, counsel, we will have, I'm going to set September 1 for pretrial, September 15th for readiness, and September 30th for trial. And we will deliver to Mr. Schreiber all of that information. All right, Mr. Shriver, you can step back, sir.
Am I getting out?
If you post bail, otherwise you'll
I have no family, everybody's dead. I am fucking serious. Fuck you! Fuck you! That's bullshit! Hold on, check now. I'm over here. Fuck you! Why? 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 You're a fucking killer! Relax. This felony is so bullshit! Fucking bullshit! Fucking bullshit! Why?
Jonathan Golden Booth, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Golding Booth, you are here for an arraignment in cause number 2A0341162. I need to confirm for the record you were in the room when I went through the rights with Mr. Hobbs. Is that correct?
I just carried into the next one because I like how he transitioned to the next defendant with no affect whatsoever. He's completely stoic, which I absolutely love. I actually really like this judge. But you know why? He set a very low bail, is what he called it. He set a very low bail for a guy who had 14 warrants last year. I mean, I get the guy's in a bad spot, but what else are you supposed to do if the law means anything?
I was not. I know my rights, Your Honor.
All right, I am required to repeat them to you. I appreciate that. You do have the right to an attorney. I cannot afford one. I can appoint one. You are presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to a speedy trial, the right to a jury trial, the right to confront witnesses called against you. You have the right to call witnesses on your own behalf. You have the right to have witnesses subpoenaed at no cost to yourself. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to appeal any guilty finding within 30 days of that finding. You have the right to remove any judge within 10 days of that judge being assigned to your case. If you plead guilty, you waive each of those rights with the exception of the right to counsel. And if you are not a citizen, a guilty plea may be grounds for deportation, exclusion from the United States, or denial of naturalization. So, sir, you were charged with assault in the 4th degree domestic violence. That is a gross misdemeanor. Carries a maximum penalty of 364 days in jail and a $5,000 fine plus assessments. If there is a finding of domestic violence, you will lose your right to possess firearms and any concealed pistol license. So, sir, based on the officer's report, I am going to find probable cause for the charge. And Mr. Golding Booth, you want me to appoint counsel to help you, sir?
I'm okay with that.
You do want me to appoint counsel then? All right. I think in the past we ended up appointing Max Lee. Is that correct? If my memory serves me correctly?
Represented me one time before.
All right. And were you happy with that representation? Because I'm happy to appoint him to help you again if you'd like.
That would be all right.
All right. So I'm going to appoint Max Lee counsel to represent Mr. Golding Booth. I'm not going to require that he fill out the application for court-appointed counsel, but enter a plea of not guilty to the charge. And then, Mr. Schuman, what's your position on release?
Your Honor, if he's being held on any other case, I would agree to release on recognizance. If he's only being held on our case, I would be asking for $1,000 bail. I guess the problem is we just see him all the time.
All right. So he's not being held on anything else. So, Ms. Campbell?
Your Honor, I would ask that he be released on his personal recognizance. I would note that I wasn't personally representing Mr. Golding Booth, but I was present on several dockets, and I believe that he was successfully able to meet with Mr. Lee regarding his other cases.
Your Honor, one other thing, I would be asking for a no contact order with the alleged victim. Police report indicates he asked for one.
All right. Ms. Campbell, do you want to be heard on that?
Your Honor, the police report indicates that they were roommates, so I would ask that a civil standby be granted in the event that Your Honor issues a no contact order.
All right. Just give me one moment.
I don't know what they mean by the civil standby, but they're mellow in this room. The prosecutor says personal recognizance a lot, and a lot of times they should. And I'm not saying they shouldn't here, but he's saying I only set a bond form if he's not being held on anything else, and then he suggests one that's pretty low. It gives a darn good reason. He's like, this guy's a frequent flyer. He's always in here.
Your Honor, I ask you to release me on my recognizance. I'm already I'm on recognizance for a couple of other cases, and I've been attending.
That's not a good argument. I got reconnaissance bonds on all my other charges. Don't worry about it. Hi, this is Frankie with the Sovereign Citizen Patrol, and I'd like to remind you to please hit like and subscribe, or I'll be personally offended.
The hearings faithfully, and I haven't missed any. And so, because of that, I just asked for the same situation to be granted, and I'll return to the court.
All right, just one moment. All right, so part of the problem, Mr. Golding Booth, is just the number of failures to appear in the past. We've got 13 from 2021 and 12 this year alone.
But I've been attending court recently, and I haven't missed any dates. So, it shows good faith on my recent history.
I appreciate.
I mean, that's not a horrible argument. That's a little better. It's like, hey, I didn't used to, but now I'm respecting it and showing up to court. I guess. I mean, they would have records of it, so it's not the worst argument, but it's still not great.
Appreciate that, but there's still some concern, notwithstanding. So I am going to set bail, sir, at $1,000. I'm going to set release conditions. You must appear on time for all hearings, have no criminal law violations, report any change of address to the court clerk as well as to Mr. Lee, meet with Mr. Lee prior to your next hearing date. You're also required to comply with any no contact orders that are entered. I will issue a no contact order in favor of John Humphrey. You're not to cause, attempt, or threaten to cause bodily injury, assault, sexually assault, harass, stalk, or keep him under surveillance. Not to contact him directly or indirectly through any third party or yourself. You're not to knowingly enter, remain, or come within 1,000 feet of his residence or workplace. I will provide for a civil standby for the address on 10th Avenue in Longview. In addition, because I'm entering this order, I'm also required to enter an order that you relinquish possession of any firearm or concealed pistol license to the Longview Police Department. I'll set a hearing for that for August 26th.
Your Honor.
Just one moment, sir. I'll hear from you. August 25th, counsel, at 11 a.m. And then I'm going to set 3 other dates for you, and then I'll hear from you, sir. Just give me a second. Pre-trial September 1st, readiness hearing September 15th, and jury trial September 30th. All right, go ahead, Mr. Golding Booth. Do you have something you want to add?
Well, look, it's basically the same as what I just said a minute ago. I've been attending my hearings faithfully, and I know that it shows that I have some failure to appears beforehand, but since then I've been able to attend and have been in attendance at any hearings thereafter. And so I really, to a degree, I understand where you're coming from, but I've had warrants quashed since those failure to appears, and then I've attended since then. And so and those warrants were quashed out of custody, and since then I haven't missed any. So I don't really understand why you're holding me. So I ask you if you would please release me on recognizance, and that attendance record will continue to remain steady.
All right. So again, taking a look at the warrant history, as I indicated, there's double digits in 2021, double digits in 2021. 2, I appreciate you say that you've been doing better lately. The most recent one was just a few months ago. So
I've watched since then. I've actually attended scheduled hearings.
All right. So I'm not going to change my position today. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that in place. And then Mr. Lee will come over and see you. Okay. All right. Go ahead and have a step back, sir.
Ryan White, Your Honor.
Well, there you have it. I just thought that was interesting. Obviously, the guy freaks out when he sets bail. Yeah, I think he needs a psych eval more so than anything. But I left the second one, and I thought the second one was also interesting in its way. but it shows the judge's demeanor is not dependent on what the defendant does. He was exactly the same through both hearings. The first guy was out of his mind. The second guy was just trying to reduce his bond, but in a rational sort of way, and the judge was just flat and dealing with it in both circumstances, which I think is really good, and it was kind of fun to watch. Here at Law Talk, we like to have fun with silly stuff that happens in court, and every once in a while, and completely by accident, I assure you, you might learn something. Thanks for watching.